Okay, we are live and I am excited to be here. We should start seeing some people pop in and get this thing rolling. It's exciting to be here again on a Wednesday night. And I've been looking forward to this training and looking forward to tonight and continuing on with what we did last week. I had a lot of great comments about last week's training. And that's awesome because we're here to help you get to where you need to go and do what you need to do. And so, but we're going to get started right on time tonight and should have another great training evening. It's good to see everybody. I see everybody popping in. If you can hear me okay and all that kind of good stuff, just say, hey, Fox. And that way we can see you talking and seeing you do everything. I'm fixing to email myself this link real quick so I can bring it up on my phone. It's easier for me to see the questions on my phone. It's a lot faster. And so I'm going to do that real quick. Let me just, the quick start link. Let me see here. Emergency link. Right here. I'm going to send this to my phone. And so I can watch it live. The questions are so much quicker on the phone because it's actually live and it's not, I see it before the delay gets out to you guys. So this will help me right here. All right. Yeah. Repo bed. Yeah, I know some of you guys have been watching me out on the road there. Working with a fella here in Commerce. He's a repo man doing some video shoots for him. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's scary. We've done some late night stuff and that's a little bit scary. But we have a good time and hang out with each other. And he's actually my nephew. And that's a little bit scary. Whoops. But, let me turn down the volume on that phone. But we do have a good time together, and we really enjoy each other. So, but it's good to see everybody. Hey, Curtis. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Nikisha. It's good to see everybody. I'll be honest with you. I was ready for tonight's training, man. The last 2 weeks have just been absolute murder. I mean, murder. Not enough hours in the day and a lot of stuff going on, and it's been crazy, absolutely crazy. But it is good to be here. Well, we're going to get started. It is 8 o'clock, and we're going to rock and roll. Once again, it's good to have everybody with us tonight. Let me go over here. Still got people checking in. But we're going to roll right on, and welcome to Wednesday Night Training. And my name is Kerry Miller, and I am the trainer here, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here and be with you this evening. So we're going to rock and roll here. This week, we're going to continue on with building our business, and we're going to talk about something right off the bat. Everybody's heart. It's probably the number one question I get every single week, and I give the same answer every single week. I've actually been talking about this very thing for the last 3 years. But we're going to talk about several things tonight. This is just going to be one of them. And I know there's a little bit of a delay, so I'm going to talk because I know people are going to have questions. So if you will just feed your questions, especially about this topic, okay, feed them as I'm talking, and I will see them, and I will make sure that I answer them because this topic is very important to your business. probably one of the most important topics that you'll ever talk about. But before we talk about it, I'm going to give a little disclaimer. But let's go ahead and rock and roll. Tonight, we're going to look at pricing, one-offs versus recurring. What's better for you? What is it that you're looking to do? I always recommend a combination of both, one-offs and recurring. Why? Because you want residual income coming in. How many of you would like to have residual income? How many of you want to have income coming in every single month? After you've put in the work today, for the next 12 months, you're going to get a payment. And the work's not going to be quite as hard because you've already achieved and got the customer. And now you are going to be able to collect from that customer for the next 12 months until his contract renews again. Some of you may have 2 or 3 year contracts with your customers. But most people that I talk to do a year. They renew every year. And, one-offs is you're just going to go out and you're going to get paid one time. And we're going to talk about planning. We're going to talk about planning your day. And we're going to talk about last week we talked about planning your business and doing those. We're going to talk about planning your day. And we're going to talk about launching your business, okay? And getting your business up and going and doing the things that you got to do. With money. I don't know about you, but time is money. Your time is extremely valuable. And I will give you a prime example of that while we're talking about the topics. I had someone call me. I can actually build a website faster from just building the website. It's the changes that take time because everything always shifts. You'll have a margin shift. A picture might be 6 pixels bigger. Going in and redoing a website and adding things to a website is actually a lot more work. So I quoted the price according to what I was going to do. And he said, man, that's almost as much as I paid for the website. And I said, do you want it done or not? I mean, there is no question because I know what my time is worth. And he paid the price and he was happy with the work and everything worked out well. And we're going to talk about scaling your business. Believe it or not, you can grow too fast. And I know people say, oh, man, I want to grow as fast as I can. I want to make this happen. I want to grow fast and I want to get all the money I can. You never know what's going to happen. The sky may fall tomorrow. Get out of that mentality. Take every day as it comes to you. Okay. But we're going to talk about all these things. But the first thing I want to talk about is pricing. And before I talk about pricing, I just want to say this, and I repeat this over and over and over. And then I have people say, well, why do you say that for? I'm just going to tell you. You can take the pricing that the baseline that I'm going to give you tonight, and we've talked about this 100 times, and you can use that. But if you don't sit down and do your homework to make sure that the base pricing is going to cover your cost, cover your time, and make you money, and then you lose money, don't call me. You've got to do your homework. You have to know what your costs are. I take it all the way down to the cost of what's my computer costing me every day to run it for 8 hours a day. How much electricity? When I'm using the lights for my office and not for my home, what is that costing me? If I have to go out to lunch, what does that cost me? What is my time worth? And everybody knows my time is worth $250 an hour. That's what my time is worth. And I based my sales off of what my time is worth. Okay. And I know that I'm going to make a very good profit. But up there at the top, and we're going to start with the mobile business card. Why would we start with it? Because I think that's a good base. All right. 6 buttons plus a couple of, social media buttons. So anywhere from 6 to 8, maybe 10 buttons, 3 across the bottom for the social media. Takes you about, 15 minutes to build it, maybe 20, 30 if you're new and you're kind of struggling along. But after you build the first 3 or 4, around about 10, 15 minutes, everything's copy and paste. The only time you have in it really is if you have to do anything with the logo. most of you use great graphics programs, because I see the graphics that you use on the apps that you're building, which is awesome. And so what you want to make sure you do is your time and your money lines up. I have talked to at least 80% of every single person that's ever come into Instant Appwizard. And one of the things that we always talk about is pricing. And I always ask, what are the prices they're getting? So the two prices that you see there, $79 to $449, that's a true range from the low end to the consistent high end. Now, with that said, we had a guy not too long ago sell an app to a golf course up north for $1,000, and it was no more than a mobile business card with a couple of other attachments to it. I think he put the weather channel on there, the golf weather channel, and one more other thing. And he got $1,000 for it. So to say that the market is the same here, and I could walk into a golf course, and I don't sell golf courses, but if I walked into a golf course and I could get $1,000 because that's a specialty app. You see, we get so wrapped up in if I sell this app over here to the real estate company, I got to go to the construction company and sell it for the same thing. No, you don't. And it can have the same features on it, okay? Or maybe you add a different feature. Maybe you add one custom form on the roofer app so that they can fill out their information and you can put it in their database. And so that app may be for that roofing company, and you know what the value of that app is to that company. That could be $1,000 a month app, plus your monthly recurring. So there's a lot of factors you really have to look into when you start talking about pricing of the apps. First and foremost, you have to know your market. Is it a specialty market? And being a roofing company, I can tell you, roofers spend an enormous amount of money on marketing, especially leads. I have paid upwards to $300 for leads, okay? First time within 24-hour leads of a storm, up to $300, all right, for leads. So that app for that roofing company could be worth $1,000. The app up north for the golf course could be $1,000. But this is what the normal range of pricing is that people are selling mobile business cards for. $79 to $449, okay? Now, when I started selling business cards, $99, and I rapidly moved up to $149 because I was getting the same amount of sales at $149 as I did $99. But let me tell you what you have to think of, and this is very important. And we get this question all the time, and I see it in the group all the time. Hey, could somebody send me 4 or 5 apps so I could have something to demo? The biggest mistake you will ever make in your entire business life is demoing somebody else's product. I highly recommend, from my own expertise, never, ever, ever do that. I saw Mike Cahill. I can't remember who it was. Someone was asking for some sample business cards, and I gave them mine. I mean, I give mine all the time. And but it's just a business card. And I noticed Mike Cahill posted, and this is so true, because the things that you do, some of it is personal and confidential. You know, you're not going to release all of your trade secrets. All right. The business card that I'm currently using is actually a Mike Cahill clone that I asked permission to take and redesign, but it was pretty much his blueprint. And I took that and we launched with it, and it was the most awesome thing we ever did. So when you're taking other people's products, you don't know everything about that product. And secondly, you don't know how long it's going to take to build that product. You don't know if you're going to get in there and you're going to find some things that you don't know how to change, and it's going to eat up your time. The best thing you can do to get some demos out there is go out there with an opening price, say somewhere $99 for the first year. 5 apps. Go out there and sell you 5 in one day, and you made $500 in a day. So you go out there at a good price, and you know, you don't have a lot to show. You've built your own demo app. Now, I do recommend that you build if you're going out to the auto industry, build you an auto app. If you're going out to beauty shops, build you a beauty shop app, whatever niche you're going out to, and show them what your work is. But I can almost guarantee you, unless you're using copy codes, your work is not going to be the same as the person that you're going to try to go in and reduplicate his app. It usually doesn't happen. So look at your pricing, $79 to $449. Let me recommend starting somewhere around $149 at the $249 mark. But $149 is a good, solid entry barrier way. I never got any resistance at the $149 mark. I didn't get any resistance at $99. And I can tell you, the guy that sells them for $79, he gets zero resistance. Okay. But to me, $79 is a little bit low because you do have overhead, but he makes it up in volume. And he lets his customers know that he makes it up in volume. And he also lets his customers know that he needs more volume in order to make sales and keep his prices at that price. So you have to look at it a few different ways. But if I would recommend any price, it would be to establish at $149. You can always adjust. If you go out, and I'm not saying go out one day and all of a sudden you say, gosh, man, I can't sell nothing for $149, and you go out and sell one for $29. You say, oh, I'm going to go out and sell them for $29. You're still only going to sell 3 or 4 a day because you can only talk to so many people a day. Does that make sense to everybody? You can only see so many people a day. So when you base your pricing model on how much you need to make a day, if you need to make $300 a day before cost, and you know what your costs are, then you're going to have to at least go out and sell 2 apps at $149. You've got to do that. If your cost is $450, you're going to have to go out and sell 3 apps a day. So we're going to talk about that time and money thing here in a little bit. But I want to make sure everybody understands on pricing, the only person that really knows what you're going to sell them for is you. But that $149 baseline, and I can tell you, I've seen as many as 10 apps sold in a day by one person. Okay? As many as 10 apps sold. How you doing, Jack? As many as 10 apps sold in one day by one person. Okay? I saw in Florida, one guy sold about 60 apps in one day at a little seminar that he did. Okay. Now, and he discounted those. He didn't go out and get full price, but he was at a large market. But you know how many apps you have to sell. So recommended start price, and I'm beating this horse because I beat this drum about once a month. I would start somewhere around $149. So know that if you've got to make $300 a day, you've got to get off your butt and go out and sell 2 apps a day every single day. How many of you can, 3, 6, 9, 10, and 12, 13, that's $1,500 a week at $6,000 a month. That's not bad money. And 2 apps, you could probably work about 4 hours and sell 2 apps, and it takes you an hour to build them both, and then go out and deliver them and get your 4 or 5 referrals from them. That's good money. I mean, I'm sure. Can anybody live off of $6,000 a month? I mean, is that good pricing? For your area, for what you do? Does that cover your mortgage and your electric bill and your car payment and your gas and your food and your kids' college? If it does, that's a great place to stay. $149, and I can tell you, you will sell a lot of mobile business cards. Now let's look at other features. All right, I'm a stickler. I'm a $49. If somebody calls me on the phone and says, "Can you do this?" I don't care what it is. It's $49. Period. I've got to stop what I'm doing. I've got to open the platform. I've got to go in and make the changes. I've got to get back out of the platform. Then I got to get back in the mode that I was in doing what I was doing. So I used to charge $29 for some things and $49 for others. I'm $49 across the board. All right. But I will tell you, and this is a good place to start, $29 for 15 minutes worth of work is good money. All right. So in most changes, if you're already making changes, take less than 10 minutes. Almost guaranteed less than 10 minutes. Unless you got to go in, like I did today. I had to duplicate the entire app and completely rebuilt it, but they charged full price for it. So, you know, but $29, a good starting point. For example, let's say that I built my app out and I call you up and I say, hey, Carrie, I want to add this phone number. No problem, Andy. I'm going to shoot you over an invoice for that for $49. Okay, man, I really appreciate it. And then next thing you know, after they pay, as soon as they pay, what's going to happen? You're going to shoot that app right over to them. You're going to text it over to them. And literally they've got their changes and everything done in less than an hour or two. Your customer service will speak loudly. $29 is a good starting point. Like I say, most things don't take very long. The longest I've ever had to do anything was at probably 30 minutes. But, you know, it's like anything, you do that. And work your way up and see where your point of resistance is. Does everybody know what I'm saying when I talk about point of resistance with your pricing in your area? You know, some people say, man, well, the competition, you know, is doing this and the competition. But what does the competition's product look like? If I'm going to compare myself to the competition, the first thing I want to look at is what does their product look like? And what does their product do? And next week, we're going to talk a lot about that, okay, about your product and what your product does for the customer. But so don't get caught up so much in what somebody else is doing. I'm going to tell you, people that have to build their apps online are paying upwards to $700 a year for them. Upwards to $700 a year to build it themselves, and all it does is suck in the information off their website that's not up to date anyway and populates a bunch of buttons on the app, and that looks like crap. So the majority of the time, you can go out and blow the competition away. So recommended start for each of the individual feature, $29. That's what I'd recommend, and work your way up from there. You will be amazed at how many $29 you will get. Let me give you an example of what I'm fixing to say. The fellow that many of you saw me, I saw you comment about the repo videos. So many of you have saw me out doing that. And I was talking to this fellow last night, and this completely relates to what I'm fixing to say. And I asked him, I said, how much do you charge for storage? He said, oh, I usually just blow it off and let them come get it. Well, he can charge $20 a day for storage, and he keeps approximately 20 cars in his storage lot all the time. So he's probably lost about $100,000 in storage. And this was his exact word. You know, I never thought about what $20 could do. You will be amazed at what the $29 upgrades. I do several of them. I do a lot of them. And so what happens is, you know, as I'm doing those $29 are just ringing up. Let's say I do 3 of those a day. I just made $100 a day for literally 10 minutes worth of work. Okay. Literally 10 minutes worth of work. I mean, there was nothing to it. And so never, ever your time. Never, ever give away what you're doing and how you're doing it, okay? You make sure that you're charging, and don't be afraid to ask. How many of you are afraid to ask for money? And I think this is the biggest reason that people do not make the sales that they want to make, is because they're afraid to ask for money. And I hear this a lot. People say, man, I hate to ask them for $29 for that update. They don't know it's going to take you 5 minutes, for one. And I don't recommend that you turn it out in 5 minutes. You may get the work done in 5 minutes, but you don't have to send it back to them in 5 minutes. So what I recommend you do is you make the change, give them a call, and shoot it back to them. And somebody is at my door while I'm sitting here talking. But hang on just 1 second. Give me 2 seconds. I am so sorry about that. But what you want to make sure you do is, number one, do not be afraid to ask for money. Do not be afraid to ask for money, especially since you're doing the work. Most important thing that you can do. Texting, this is no secret. Double your price. If it's $15, charge 30. If it's 25, charge 50. If it's 50, charge 100. I've done that ever since we started. It works very well. And, you know, Michael said, no. You know, so just double your price on texting and you will do very, very well. And that's extremely competitive. Actually, probably below market. You could probably go higher than that. I've seen some texting up to 8 to 10 cents per text message. 8 to 10 cents. So it wasn't that guy looking for his car. Actually, it was somebody that brought me some dinner. So just double your price on texting and you will be fine. All right? You will be fine. So as I'm going to go to the next slide, if you want to, go ahead and this is about that pricing. Now, if you'll notice on the bottom of these slides, remember last week I had the problem solving 101 on the bottom of that? I want to put that on the bottom of every slide until that's ingrained in your brain. That way you can see that. And that actually comes from the little book, Problem Solving 101. It's a great little book. It's a little paperback book, and you can get it off of Amazon. It's a really good book, and you know, we all have to go through problem solving, and that's a great step-by-step, as you saw last week. I mean, we solved 3 problems right here on the call. You know, one was rural areas. One was you're building your blueprint, and I can't remember what the other one was, but we solved them right here on training. Let's talk about one-offs. How many of you know what a one-off is? How many of you know what creating a one-off product is, a one-off sell? You go out and you make that sell, and you don't do absolutely anything else with it. A one-off is a one-time sale that you go out. You don't intend to upgrade it. You don't intend to do anything. You intend to go out and upsell them. It's just a one-off sale. Now, if you're doing one-off sales, you need to think about something. Let's say that you're out there and you're getting what, $249 for a year for a card, okay, a business card. That's roughly $20 and some change a month. All right. So in order to make $2,000 a month for the year, okay, about $24,000 for the year, you're going to have to go out and sell 100 one-off cards. And you're going to have to continue. So if you want to make 40,000, you got to go sell 200. If you want to make 60,000, you got to sell 300. But the problem with that is you've got to do the same thing every single day. You know, if you're selling 3 cards a day, making $450 a day, and that's where you're at. And guess what happens when you start doing that? You start living that lifestyle. And when you start living that lifestyle, you've got to maintain that amount of money. So the only way to do that in any business is called recurring sales. The best recurring sales we have, okay, is the texting. The second best recurring sale we have, and we've already got some people making money. And if you have not gone in and ordered the CNAME product, where you can actually go in and sell a domain name and connect it to your app through the CNAME feature, you're already missing money. We've already got people that have gone in and they've got the CNAME, they did the upgrade, and they're off and running. They got them a GoDaddy account, they're reselling domains, and they're charging monthly for that hosting. And let me tell you, there is nothing any better than monthly recurring hosting. I think I saw Nakisha on here earlier. I can promise you, she's in that business. She will tell you the easiest money you will ever make, monthly recurring hosting. And when you hook up the CNAME feature, when you add the CNAME feature in your system, and you're able to go in and fix those apps where they got their own domain name, you can make a lot of money doing that. Texting the same way. Texting is the easiest recurring money. Nikisha said yes. And texting is the easiest money you will ever make. It's set and forget. You know, all you have to do is teach them how to use it. And once you do that, and once they start building their list, they never stop paying. I mean, how would you like to be making $50 a month from a customer for the next 10 years? How would you like to be making $50 a month from 100 customers for the next 10 years? And that's the way recurring money works. Here's the problem. People are afraid to go out and set up a recurring account. The number one excuse, and I call it an excuse, people give me for texting, well, I just don't know how to tell them they're going to have to pay me $30 a month. Well, let me show you how you tell somebody that you're going to have to pay $30 a month. Hey, Michael, I'm going to hook you up with this awesome texting program, and it's $30 a month. And we're going to set it up on a recurring payment so you don't even have to worry about it. Now, I don't know about you, but that was pretty simple. And Michael's already know that you're setting him up with something, and you're fixing to sell him something because that's what you're there for, and he knows that it's going to help his business. So he's not going to blink an eye that you're going to collect $30 a month from him, and it's going to come out of his paycheck every month. I mean, out of his checking account. It doesn't bother him a bit. But here, this is what you have to. Nikisha says she doesn't even make that optional. There you go. There you go. That's how you make money. You know. So what you got to do is you've just got to ask. You know, Michael, if you just sign right here, this statement right here just says that we're going to take this out of your checking account every month, and you have them sign the little recurring form that you're going to be debiting their checking account every single month. And every single month, this is what I love about recurring money. Ching, 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 ching. I love it when it comes in the middle of the night and I hear my email go off. Because you know you're going to wake up to a few $100s in the bank. And there's nothing any better than recurring income. And if you have not experienced recurring income, let me give you the two easiest things that you can sign up for and get attached to your apps right now. Go in there and get the CNAME feature. Go into add-ons and add on the CNAME feature and texting. Those two things right there will take you to six figures probably quicker than anything you can do. Those two things right there. So charge hosting, set up your CNAMEs, get your domains going. Now you've got recurring off a domain, recurring off of the hooking up the CNAME, and then off of the texting. Now you're talking $50, $60, $70 a month off of one customer. And once you set that stuff up, it's gravy. So one-offs, you go out and sell it one time, and that's it. One-offs, you have to sell a bunch of them to make any money. You have to. And you have to continually do it. There's not a chance to go to the lake. You got to be out there selling, because if you take off and go to the lake, guess what happens? You don't make any money that day. So look at these two things and look at the problem solving on the bottom there. Okay. And distinguish between the two, which direction you want to go, what you want to do, and how you want to get there. Okay. Let me go over here. I think I clicked something over here on the side. Planning. You know, we all get excited about launching our business, and we all get excited about going out and make it happen. But there's one thing we forget to do. We forget to plan, and we forget to plan not building our blueprint to start our business, but we forget to plan exactly what we've got to do each day. Schedule. How many of you are actually on a schedule and you pretty much know what your next day is going to be? You're sitting here on training. You put training in your schedule every single week, and that training is bonded and it's on your calendar and it doesn't change. I know most of you are here every single week, and you just go with it, and you don't change from it. And you make it happen. Same thing with your business. I recommend setting a time schedule. If you're going to start at 8 o'clock in the morning and work till 5 o'clock in the afternoon, do that. You know, the worst thing that you can do as a business owner is think that you got to kill yourself 24/7. I've done that for the last 50 years. It's not worth it. Okay? So sit down and plan your day. Know what your appointments are going to be. How many of you put your appointments in your phone, or how many of you just think that you're going to remember them with all that's going on, and you're running around, and next thing you know, you missed a sale, and you missed that sale and it's gone. First off, you made the customer upset because you didn't plan to be there on time. Never be late for an appointment. See, there is so much into planning that's almost like a job in itself. When you own your own business, it's a job in itself. And I know Mike Cahill, he's an exceptional planner. I mean, he's got a system worked out with little sticky notes and all that stuff. And he plans it out. And Mike Cahill's extremely successful. He's very, very successful. People that plan 9 out of 10 times are the most successful, because they can tell you what their day's going to start with, and they can just about tell you what their day financially is going to end with. And in between that, they're also building relationships with previous customers, customers today. I hear you, man. 20 years in the Navy, trust me, I definitely know schedules. And 10 of that was in Navy recruiting. So, yeah, schedules. That's right. You got to know schedule, and you've got to be there. You can't be late. You can't be late. And your day has to start on time. You can't get up and sit in front of the TV and decide you're going to watch a 2-hour movie and then say, oh, I'll just get started at 10. And then 10 rolls around, you say, shit, I'm hungry. I'm going to run up to McDonald's and get me a big breakfast before they quit at 10:30. And you set up at McDonald's for an hour because you have a couple of buddies come in who also work for themselves, who don't plan and aren't making any money. So you get to sit there with 2 other fellas and tell fish stories about how much money you're making, and you ain't hit a lick all day. Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right, buddy. I hear you. And so, you plan to fail. You either plan to fail or you fail to plan. There's no two ways around it. Launching your business. You cannot launch a business if you do not have a plan. You can go out and you can mess around and you can sell apps. I'm not saying that. I can promise you, if you actually get off your butt and go out and just show that business card around, you'd be amazed at how successful you are. You're not going to sustain it, because as soon as you make a little bit of money, you're going to sit back and wait until you ain't got none again, and you're going to go out and fall over a few nuts, and you're going to sign up a few contracts. You're going to build. Now you got $500 in your pocket. You're happy again. I'm talking about running a business, planning your business, putting that business together, knowing exactly what you're going to do, have a start time, a stop time, so that you can have time to rejuvenate and get your brain together and make everything happen and launch your business. Don't just throw it together. And if you've thrown it together and it's successful right now, do me a favor. Remember, we go watch last week's training. Even though you're out running your business and it's kind of just throwing stuff against the wall and hoping it sticks, sit down now and start building your blueprint. The things that are making you successful now into your blueprint. And really evaluate the things that's wasting your time, like sitting in front of the TV every morning for 2 hours, okay, watching a movie, or coming home early at 3 o'clock because you already made 3 sales for the day. How many of you go out and be honest? Because I want you to be honest with me, and I'll be, so we can be honest with each other, because I'm going to help you evaluate your business. How many of you go out and you say, I'm going to go out and, man, I'm going to hit it hard from 8 to 5 today, but as soon as you make 2 sales, you call it a day? And I see that happen over and over and over again. You go out and you was all fired up to go sell, and within the first 2 hours, you hit a couple of sales, and the whole rest of the day goes to pot. So, man, I done made $600 today. I'm going to go back to the house. What about tomorrow? What happens tomorrow when one of the kids gets sick and you got to go to the school and pick them up and you don't get to go out at all? That $600 just turned into $300. Okay. Now, what about the next day? You know, you're going to lose more money. And the next day, and now you only made $500 for the week or $600 for the week. And now you got to pay your taxes out of that. So actually you made about $400. Okay. And your gas and all your expenses and your food. So you wound up making absolutely nothing because your plan stopped. You can't stop your plan just because you make a sale. When's the best time in the world to go make a sale? Does anybody know when the best time in the world is to go make a sale? And I'm going to talk just a little bit because it takes 30 seconds for you to hear what I just said. But I know a lot of you know when the best time to make a sale is. And if you plan correctly, will absolutely never stop. Maury says the best time is now. The best time to make a sale is right after you close the deal. You know why? You're jacked up. You're pumped up. You're ready to go. You're excited. They can feel your enthusiasm. You can walk in and talk about selling their neighbor down the street. Everything is happening. You've got the greatest adrenaline rush in the world. And man, you are set on fire. And I'm telling you, if you will make that sale and not stop, you'll go out and sell 5 that day. But this is what happens. You make that sale, and then you go out, and you don't do anything. Now you want me to tell you the best time to go out and make a sale? With the next customer. Because now you got to pull yourself up. Think about the last sale. So you got to plan for that. How many of you plan on ever going out and not making a sale? Nobody that I know of. You don't plan to go out and fail today. You know, Mike said he just made one. You don't plan to go out and fail today, but if you go out and you exercise your plan, there's never failure because the seeds you plant today will start germinating and growing tomorrow. And in a week or a month or 2 months, that little plant's going to turn into a sale. I can promise you, I see it happen every single day. We build apps every day from customers that were talked to months ago. Months ago. So when you launch your business, you have to plan. You have to plan on the launch every day. Day is the same. Make sure you set a pattern. Make it habitual. You know, do all the things that you do. I'll tell you a habit I have, and it's funny. Dogs are really funny creatures because they know your habits better than you do. Okay. And there you go. I like that, Maury. Dogs are pretty smart. And I have a habit every day of picking my dog up when I walk out the door. I give her a kiss. I put her on a blanket on the couch. I wrap her up because the air conditioner is blowing. And I can tell you, it's a habit with her and with me. If I miss that, she never leaves the front door. She stands right under my feet waiting on me to pick her up, put her on the blanket, wrap her up so that the cold air doesn't blow on her. You see, you have to be a creature of habit in your planning. You have to be in yourself. Every single day is a new launch day. Every day you want to grow your business, okay? Every day you want to grow your business, you have to plan for it. If you're out just selling one app every day and you never go to 2, and you say, and you're satisfied with that, then you've grown as much as you're going to grow. You're really not going to go or grow anywhere else. Let's talk about time and money. This is the most important thing of a business. Some of you will say, no, it's not. Some of you will say, Carrie, that doesn't even make sense. Some of you will say, you know, you don't know what you're talking about. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you do not get and know what time is worth, you will never, ever, ever make the money that you need to make. Your time is the most valuable thing you have. The most valuable thing you have. I have 3 computer screens in front of me, and one of them is hooked up to Messenger, and one of them is hooked up to my texting off my phone. I've gotten so good at making sure I don't miss a beat. I can text, I can Facebook message, and I can keep working all at the same time because my time is valuable. How many of you have messaged me on Messenger and I will answer you, but it may take me like 5 minutes to answer you back, okay? Unless it's really, really important. But if you're just asking questions and it's because I'm working. I don't miss a beat. I've got my everything set up because to me, if I quit working, I'm losing money because my plan for the day was to build XYZ apps, make XYZ phone calls, close XYZ deals, and complete the things that I want to complete. Every single minute counts. So many of us will start something today and blow it off till tomorrow and blow it off to the next day and blow it off to the next day. Now, what if it was this? That every day that you blew it off, you literally sat down and you said, you know what? Now that I look back, that cost me $100 a day to move that to the next day. Now, what was that time worth? Especially if it was a year later. Wouldn't it be sad to think and sit back and say, you know what? I blew that off for an entire year when you look back on it and knowing that it could have made you $100 a day? That'll make you think, don't it? What's 360 times 100? 36,000? It's a lot of money. A lot of money. You know, and when you start looking at it that way, kind of like I told my nephew, when you start looking at every dollar as thousands of dollars and realizing what that's worth to you, you will understand that time and money are the 2 most important things that go together in your business. We all do this. I'm very guilty. I will be out for about 2 or 3 hours, and I'm ready to go somewhere and have a cup of, usually a Dr. Pepper, okay? I'm ready to stop. And so I always plan for an hour break in my day when I'm out. I always plan for it. And I'm not talking lunch. I'm not talking dinner. I'm talking about an hour where I don't do absolutely nothing. And that's always because I don't want to take away from customers to stop and take a break to drink a Dr. Pepper. What did that Dr. Pepper might have cost you $1.49? But what did it really cost you if you blew off going to see a customer to stop and do that? Time and money is extremely, extremely important. You have to know what your time is worth without question. And really this, if you'll look at that problem solving and you don't have enough money, I can guarantee you it's because you're not putting in the time. I can promise you. There is absolutely no other reason that you did not make money today. The only reason you didn't is because you did not put in the time to go out and make the sale, close the deal, and get more customers. Because bottom line, that's all it's about. Without customers, you don't do what? You don't make any money. If you're not building apps, you're not making any money. If you're sitting at home, you're not making any money. So you just exchanged and wasted time to be broke. To be broke. And that's what happens. Let's talk about scaling your business. Okay? Let's talk about scaling your business. How many of you would like to build a huge sales force and, man, you'd have 10 or 15 salesmen out there and you got all these sales coming in and everything's hunky-dory and you sit back and you're thinking, man, this is awesome. Look at the sales rolling in. Look at the money coming in. And you realize that you don't even know how to build an app. It was a great thought. You put the ads out there. You started everything happening. You started the growth factor going. You decided you'd go ahead and scale your business. And Nikisha got 3 to 5, but Nikisha can build some apps. but so you know, you get excited, and it is exciting to have sales reps and the clickers clicking and the money's coming in. But you got to build those apps. And you have to know how many apps a day you can build. You have to know how long it takes you. You have to know the salespeople on how many apps they're going to produce. Some guys will produce 5 apps in one day and no apps for the rest of the week. You scale your business, you have to know exactly what's going to happen, or you will be overwhelmed so fast that you start losing money. People will get upset with you if you go more than 3 or 4 days delivering their app. 72 hours. I build them today and we deliver them tomorrow, but our delivery rate is we'll have it to you in 72 hours. So that way I know that I've got, 72 hours to get all the apps out. I know exactly what my time is. And when they come in by a certain time of day, that app will go out in 72 hours, usually the next day. But that way you give yourself some time. Okay, it goes back to time. So do not scale your business too fast, or you will scale yourself right out of business. There is nothing any worse than a bad reputation when it comes to service, period. How many of you understand reputation management? Does everybody here understand reputation management and what your reputation is worth? That's why you want to put out quality product. That's why you want to deliver on time. That's why you don't want to be late for appointments. That's why you want to be fair in your pricing. That's why you want to do everything you do because of your business reputation. Your reputation is everything. What's even more important is your reputation is you. So when you scale your business and your business outgrows you, then you're in trouble. So make sure in the growth phase that scaling your business is done properly. Don't go out and hire 10 sales reps. It will kill you. It will absolutely kill you. Okay. Nakisha said 3 to 5. 3 to 5 is perfect. 3 for me is the perfect number. Okay. So watch scaling your business. Watch trading your time and your money. It's very important. Make sure that you plan your day. Make sure that planning is a part of your regimen. No matter how you do it, what you do it, or anything else, you've got to plan. And make sure when you launch your business that your plan is in place. Next week, okay, we're going to talk about your customers. This is very important. We're going to talk about what they want and what problems can you solve. You see, even though you're a sales rep or you're a marketing consultant or whatever you are, you're really a problem solver. Every business has problems. My nephew is sitting there losing about $1,000 a day because he's not collecting those $20 bills. He's got a problem, okay? And Uncle Carrie's going to solve it for him. But every business out there has problems, okay? And you got to solve those. Identify the market and what is their business plan. Now, you notice I didn't say what is your business plan. What is their, and I should have made that THEIR, okay? What is your success plan? What stage are you in your business? Some of us are advanced, some of us are in the middle stages, some of us are in the beginning stages, and some of us that are in the beginning stages thinks that we're advanced, and some that are in the middle are actually just beginning. And so you have to understand that, and you have to be able to identify where you're at in your business. You really should start thinking about that after tonight's training. Where are you at in your business? What are your milestones? What are your goals? Where do you want to be in a year? How many apps do you want to be at? I ask people all the time, how many apps you want to build this year? I don't know. I mean, I have a daily plan, which turns into a weekly plan, which turns into a monthly plan, which turns into a quarterly plan, which turns into a biannual plan, which turns in your annual plan. I mean, you've got to know where your milestones are. You got to know where your goals are, and you got to know where you're going. So what is your success plan? What does each stage look like of your success plan? What does your monthly goals look like? What do your quarterly goals look like? What does your annual goal look like? What does your 5-year plan look like? What does your 10-year plan look like? Most of you haven't even thought past tomorrow. And that's the reason we're talking about these things. one thing everybody on this call and everybody that watches the replay and everybody that sees everything I'm talking about, I'm not talking about going out and selling an app tomorrow. I'm talking about building a business that's going to be with you for a lifetime, an absolute lifetime. You know, so you got to be able to make things happen. Yeah, that's so true. Education is the key. Education is the key. And if you'll notice, Mike Cahill is constantly educating. So this is what we're going to go over next week. What do they want? What problems can you solve? Who are they? What is your market? Who are they? What is your business plan? Their business plan? What is their business plan? You've got to talk about that. What stage are you in with your goals? What is your milestones? What does each stage look like? Okay, while we're setting up for Q&A here, I'm going to give you guys something. Woodrow made a video. Let me put this in the group here. This is the, that's the Dropbox link, I think. Oops. Don't open that. Don't open that. Don't open that. That's the wrong thing. Let me get the Dropbox link. And I'm going to show you the video. How many of you saw the little video that I created with the flying? Got to find a thing here. With the flying digital business cards. Woodrow made one. Don't open the first link. It's the second link. And while that's doing that, let me do this real quick. I'm going to switch screens. If you have any questions, go ahead and get them ready. I'm going to pull up this screen right here. And I'll show you guys this video. And that's the link to it that I just sent you. Hang on just 1 second. I'll get that for you. All right. And that link, you can download this little video. Mobile traffic into paying customers. That's a great YouTube ad. Copied that from Sonic. All right. That was copied from Sonic. And it's I'm not sure, it's a 15-second ad. No sound, no nothing. It's just amazing and how that just catches your attention. So download that video and go in and test it out and sell some business cards through Facebook. I can guarantee you, Sonic on their corn dog commercial got over 3 million views. 3 million views on a corn. Those on the Sonic commercial, those dollar bills were those are actually $100 bills. Those $100 bills were actually corny dogs. So, but so that I gave you the download link. Let me give Nikisha. Hang on just 1 second, Nikisha. I will put that in the little box group there. Okay. We use Camtasia. Akeisha, there's the string for the home button. We just animated on Camtasia. That's just animated on Camtasia. It's pretty cool, huh? If you have Camtasia and you would like the, thank you. If you have Camtasia, you would like that file, I'll just email me at Kerry@InstantAppWizard.com. Kerry, Kerry at InstantAppWizard.com. And I'll send you the mobile phone file. And all you got to do is replace that background and that stuff. But it's got everything already done for you. It's like, I don't know, what was it, Woodrow? About 10 layers or something like that? It was large. I mean, it didn't take a long time, but it was a pain in the butt. But you won't have to do it. I'll be more than happy to give that to you. Or Woodrow can give you the dollar bill one too. I mean, we did that for you guys. Woodrow created this for you guys. Any more questions at all? Questions at all? I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. I hope the information that we're putting out is good information for you and get you where you need to go. Any questions on pricing before we go? Everybody understand the pricing models and why you need to do those prices, and kind of take it from there, set up your pricing and go where you need to go with it. It will work very well for you. I feel very confident that if you use that base price of $149 and $29, you can work your way from there and hit your sweet spot. You know, it's yeah, if you can sell one app for $1 million, man, tell me how you do it, because I'd like to retire tomorrow and never do nothing else, to be honest with you. That's my goal over the next 5 years, is to work myself out of work. All right, everybody. Let's see. Nikisha got the home button screen. You guys got the Dropbox for. I'll throw the Dropbox in the Facebook group too, along with the video. All right, everybody. Everybody have a great evening. It was an absolute pleasure once again to come to you and train. I love training. Somebody said it a while ago, education is, thank you, Jack. Education is absolutely the key to business. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Ed. Ed, you got that link the other day in the group, didn't you? I made a little video or something, I think. I can't remember now. You'll be amazed at how many video snippets I make a day, actually. But sometimes it's easier for me to just do a little snippet than it is to tell somebody. Awesome, awesome. All right, ladies, gentlemen, and Jack, it's been a pleasure. Everybody have a good night, and the replay link will be up in just a few minutes. Thanks, everybody. Good night. Good night, Andy. Hey, thanks for watching me on the repo, Andy. If I get shot, call 911, would you, buddy? Everybody have a good evening.